Welcome to the Sauce and Gravy channel. This is Johnny Mac. If you'd like to learn how to make mango barbecue sauce, well, you've come to the right place. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to make it. A quick no-cook blender version, a simple no prep work version you can make in a snap, and a super spicy mango habanero barbecue sauce. Let's begin with the no-cook blender recipe. Start off with some prep work. Grab one very ripe mango. Grab your trusty blade and your board and get a little choppy. And if you're not quite aware, the mango has a big pit in the center. So your goal here is to cut the 2 big bulky sides of fruit off, skirting around that pit that's in the center. So it's really not that difficult. There's no real rocket science involved with this. Next, you'll lay down that pit and you'll trim the 2 sides. All you're left with is the hard pit, and there's not much use for it. You can suck on it or chew on it if you like, but prepare to break out that dental floss. Trust me, it'll get stuck in your teeth. There are a few different ways that you can remove that fruity flesh of the mango. An easy, safe way to do it is to use a spoon. Use the same technique that you would use to remove the internal meat of an avocado. Just scoop that spoon in there, try not to break through the skin, and scoop out as much of the meaty fruit as possible. Not too shabby, right? Darn near got it all. So check it out, here's another demonstration for you. And it really doesn't have to be pretty. Like if you were making a mango salsa, well, you might want to try to make some nice cuts and have nice diced mango. But for a barbecue sauce, you're going to reduce it down. You're going to end up pulverizing it whenever you blend it to make that nice smooth sauce. Clean up the 2 side pieces and then you're ready to go. So not too bad, right? You probably were cringing whenever you thought, oh gosh, I've got to slice and dice a mango. That sounds pretty complicated. Off go the fingers. But now you know better, it's super easy to do. The hardest part about it all is resisting the temptation to nibble on that mango. Nice work, moving right along. Now next, grab a ball, throw it up in the air, juggle it around, do whatever you want to it, but in the end, give it a slice. Give it a smell. Between that and the mangoes, tropical paradise. Next up to bat, does not smell like a tropical paradise. Well, it might to some. 1 smashed clove of garlic. Give it a little pop to release those oils to help the flavors incorporate into our mango barbecue sauce. Let's throw this tropical mango barbecue sauce together. Grab a blender, a food processor, or a smoothie maker. Begin by adding half of a cup or 128 grams of your favorite ketchup. And if you'd like to make some real homemade tomato ketchup like Cousin Eddie, it's only the best. I put a link in the description box below. Up next, chipotle chili peppers in the adobo sauce. 1 tablespoon, 15 grams. This will add a touch of smoke and a hint of spice to this barbecue sauce recipe. To add a little bit more sweetness, the ketchup has some, but we're gonna add a little bit more and go over the top. 1 tablespoon, dark brown sugar, 15 grams. Time for you to round up that garlic that you smash so gently into the board and throw it in. For the next ingredient, prepare some butter. Melt it, 1 tablespoon, 14 grams, and pour it in. To kick it up a notch, raid that spice rack. 1/4 teaspoon, smoked paprika. And of course, where there's smoke, there's fire. Cayenne pepper, 1/4 teaspoon, in it goes. If you like it hotter, add more. A dash of salt will do you, 1/4 teaspoon. Tangy tropical bliss, here we come. The juice of 1 lime. So hang in there, you're doing really well. There's one more item, last but not least, the mango. Carefully add all of the pieces that you did not eat. That takes care of all of the ingredients. Now it's time for you to make this barbecue sauce as smooth as you like. I'm gonna work a little magic here. I'm gonna give it a shimmy, a shake, and a spank. All right, that's it, we're done. Check out this smooth, no, I'm just kidding. We're gonna give it a blitz and rock and roll on this guy. Halfway through the process, I just wanna give this smoothie maker a quick shake. There's a lot of stuff that was on the top of the smoothie maker that I wanna get into the sauce. So I wanna make sure everything's well combined. All right, everybody, congratulations. So that pretty much wraps it up. All that you have to do now is pour it into a glass jar or into a bowl. You can eat it on the spot or you can save it for later. So that's how you make an easy homemade mango barbecue sauce with a blender or a smoothie maker. So now you're ready for that backyard barbecue. Throw it on some pork, some chicken, some fish, knock yourself out. Time to hit mango barbecue sauce number 2. Why would you want to do it? What makes it so special? It's easy, there's no prep work involved. You can make it in a matter of minutes. And the taste. It's tropical, tangy, smoky sweet with a touch of spice. It's just all around a great barbecue sauce. Alright, enough of that chit chat. Shall we begin? Give that skillet a kiss. Show it some love. Show it that you really appreciate that enamel surface. It's non-reactive. This cast iron skillet is my secret weapon. One of the main reasons this is such an easy mango barbecue sauce recipe is because you don't have to cut up a mango. All that you need is a little mango puree. It'll save you so much time and it's delicious. Just don't drink it all. Make sure you have enough for the barbecue sauce. You'll need at least half of a cup or 125 milliliters of the mango puree. Pour it on into the skillet. The next ingredient up to bat is ketchup. You have 2 options here. You can stick with that quick and easy recipe version and use store-bought. That's what I did. Half of a cup, 128 grams. Or you can go with a longer version and make a real homemade ketchup. Nice work so far. That takes care of the barbecue sauce base. Now you'll want to bring on that tanginess. Apple cider vinegar, 1/8 of a cup, 32 milliliters. Round up some dark brown sugar, 1/4 of a tightly packed puck, 60 grams, drop it in. Break out your spatula, break up that puck, and mix everything up. Make sure it's all well combined. You may have noticed that you haven't turned the burner on quite yet, so you've been working without heat so far. Once everything at this point is well combined, then you can turn the heat on to medium high. The recipe in general is pretty quick, so there's no need to accidentally scald your liquids up front. This next ingredient I really love in barbecue sauces, 1 tablespoon, 15 grams unsulfured molasses. The flavor that this brings to a barbecue sauce is just out of this world. It has an earthy sweetness, delicious licorice undertones that were just made for barbecue sauces. Raid your spice rack and grab half of a teaspoon of onion powder, half of a teaspoon of garlic powder, another half teaspoon of ground ginger, and just so you know, everything else is a half teaspoon as well. Ground black pepper, hot smoked paprika, and last but not least, for a kick, cayenne pepper. If you like it really hot, add more than half a teaspoon. So there you go, congratulations. That took a whole minute or so just to throw all those ingredients together. Not too difficult, right? I'm telling you, this has to be one of my favorite tropical tangy type barbecue sauces. It's such a snap to make and it just tastes phenomenal. After you gave everything a quick mix, bring it to a simmer. Once it starts to simmer, cook it for 1 to 2 minutes just to infuse those flavors. And there you go, you can let it cool down a little and then you're ready to use it on the spot, or you can put it in the fridge, save it for later. It's perfect for pork, chicken, fish, you name it. It's a perfect basting sauce, a glaze, or a dipping sauce. I really hope that you have a chance to try it out. If you do, leave a comment below, let the community know what you think. Time for the final recipe. Let's make it a mango habanero barbecue sauce. I know you'll like this one, it has a bit of spice to it. You'll begin with some prep work. Nothing too difficult or out of the ordinary. We'll start off with a bit of choppy. Snatch 1 white onion, your blade, and a board. Give it a nice chop. You don't really have to do it any specific size. Everything's going to be blended in the end so it doesn't have to look pretty. That takes care of that. Next, grab a little green ball, a touch of tropicalness. 1 lime will do. Cut it in half, you're good to go. For the next ingredient, dig around in the dirt. Pull out a root, a ginger root. You'll need at least 1 teaspoon of ginger. Remove the skin. It tastes a little nasty and it's hard. You don't want that. And the best way to remove it is with a spoon. And stay tuned because I'm going to show you a nifty hack on how to pulverize this guy without having to grate it or chop it with a knife. So check it out. Not too shabby, eh? A nice clean cut, nice and smooth, about like my head. Only if I could use a spoon to shave my head, it'd be a little bit safer. To turn up the heat and knock those taste buds out, habanero pepper. Here's another situation where you have a choice. You can either keep it really spicy or just a touch of spice. Option 1, remove the internal midbrain and seeds just like I'm doing here, and that'll make it a little bit less spicy. If you like it really hot, leave that in. Don't remove it. Next, you'll grab your trusty blade and get a little choppy, and the size doesn't matter. That's what they all say, right? For the last bit of prep work, a mango, a big, juicy, fresh mango. Hey buddy, how you know it's fresh? Good question. Whenever it's tender to the touch and whenever the top next to the stem it smells tropical, like a mango, it's fresh. Back to the prep work, it's pretty simple. The mango has a big pit in the center. The first thing you'll do is remove all of the fruit from around the pit. Cut off the 2 large sides and then trim up the edges. And then you'll have a pit, hard one like this. If you want to keep it and plant it, maybe you'll have a mango tree and have mangoes forever. Step 2 is to remove the fruit from the skin, and here comes that spoon again. Just use the spoon to ever so gently and efficiently and quickly and safely remove that skin from that delicious fruit. So check it out, not too difficult, right? In the end, you'll have a pile of mangoes, big and small, and remember size doesn't matter, that mango, it'll work its magic with its flavor. Enough messing around, let's make this BBQ sauce. First step, kiss the skillet. You don't want any bad mojo. Put that skillet on a burner over medium to high heat and add 1 tablespoon, 15 milliliters of the vegetable oil of your choice. Once the oil's hot, add 1/4 cup of white onion, that's roughly about 30 grams. Cook these guys until they have light brown around the edges. If you're one of those that likes to caramelize their onions, go for it. When the onions have about a minute left to cook, grab your garlic press. And remember that ginger and that hack that I was going to show you? Well, here it is. Throw that bad boy in, press away, and c'est fini. Clean it up with a knife, and then watch this. Reload, throw that garlic in. So there you go. This garlic press, it's not just a garlic press anymore. It's a multi-purpose press, and it's simple to clean. I love it. Cook the ginger and garlic for about 30 seconds to bring out their flavors. You're doing a great job. Grab your mangoes, drop them on in. Take that spatula, hit them a little bit, break them up, give them a stir, make them feel welcome. To this, you'll add some of that delicious mango puree, 1/2 cup, 125 milliliters. After you drop in that mango puree, it's a good idea to turn your burner down to medium heat. Snatch your 1 habanero and pour it in. If you like it hotter, add more. Give everything a quick stir. Then move on to the next item, ketchup, 1/2 cup, 128 grams. Make sure that you get it all. Nab some molasses, unsulfured, 1 tablespoon, 15 milliliters. Continuing your journey to Sweetville, 3 tablespoons, 45 grams, honey. Oh, and if you thought it couldn't get any sweeter, 3 tablespoons, 45 grams, dark brown sugar. Grab your handy dandy press and 1 full lime, juice it, in it goes. Snatch a little what's it called sauce, 1/2 tablespoon, 7 milliliters. At this point your skillet is starting to get packed, give it a stir to mix everything up together. Now you can continue dropping in those ingredients. Yellow mustard, 1/2 tablespoon, 7 grams. For that tangy type taste, apple cider vinegar, 3 tablespoons, 45 milliliters. So you're moving right along. The last 2 items, black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon, and salt, 1 teaspoon. Nice work, you're knocking this barbecue sauce out. Mix it all together. Your burner, it's over medium heat. Bring it to a simmer. Once it starts to simmer, reduce down until thick for about 20 to 30 minutes. Check it out, the sauce, it's becoming thicker. The mangoes, they're breaking down, releasing that tropical flavor into the sauce. Here you go, so now it's been 30 minutes. It's reduced down, it has that barbecue type consistency, nice and chunky. You can have it this way, or you can blend it and smooth it out. Let it sit for a few minutes to cool off, and then you can blitz away. If you're using a blender, you might want to take the centerpiece out of the top of the blender cap and place a towel on top while you're blending. This should reduce any chances of a pressure buildup, keeping the top on and that sauce in the blender and not all over you. Once that mango habanero barbecue sauce is as smooth as you like, you can pour it into a glass jar or a bowl. You're ready to dive in. If for some reason the sauce is thicker than you prefer, you can always thin it out with some mango puree or a dash of water. So that's how you make a habanero mango barbecue sauce. Thanks, Sauce and Gravy community, for watching. I hope that you're able to try out one of these 3 mango barbecue sauces for the summer, or if not all 3. If you found these recipes helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and keep whisking, y'all.